lovelies. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. I'm Mama D, your hostess with the mostess. And we have to look at this. So, we're talking about the Idaho 4 case. And in the Idaho 4 case, in the very beginning, you, me, everyone, no one knew certain names or what they meant. We didn't know the inner circles. We didn't know who the frats were. We didn't know who the neighbors were. We didn't know who the sororities were. And a post came out on the 12th of December. So the Idaho 4 were taken out on November 13th. And less than a month later, a post came out. It was such a foreign language to me and a lot of you that are familiar with this 4chan anonymous post. But we could tell that it was either somebody that was just absolutely not making any sense, or we didn't know enough details at the time to understand the message. Now, it's been a long time since then, over a year. Sorry, my shirt was lower than I expected. I'm very modest, by the way. So as time passed, we started understanding who people were. We found out that Ethan had a tutor. His name was David. We found out that David had a friend named David. We found out that there was a lot of animosity amongst the Sigma Chi. And we do know that Ethan is on his second year. So he would have been a freshman in 2021. And he was on his second year. And we found out that Ethan struggled with the academic part of college. Now, when the 4chan post got reviewed much later, which we've dug deep, it does hint to the Davids, and that being the tutor of Ethan, a Sigma Chi frat brother, and also it alleges that that tutor was also, what is it called? We called it the RA of our house, so I'm trying to figure out what they called it. It's where you rule the house, the frat. You're in charge of you're the leader, all right? So we'll get into it. But what we all did, and me too, is we've all reviewed it, looking at it, saying, is this person or persons or group that chose to write the 4chan, are they telling us the legitimate story of what happened? Are they telling us all about the K.1.ller? YouTube makes me spell. And in that, go watch my video, 19 minutes, because it'll put it all in perspective for you. But something came to mind in reviewing the 4chan. There's a couple little we need to talk about. And I want to look at it today as if you are writing the 4chan. And you, in this case, so you have to look at through the killer's eyes, right? Me, you, we're going to write it as if we're trying to implicate someone. Does this fit that? Here's why. In the 4chan, Kaylee G is said to have been bad luck. Wasn't supposed to be there. Just had bad luck. Well, that's the worst luck you could possibly have, because allegedly Kaylee G took much more damage, over 54 strikes to the face than Maddie. So I was thinking, if this person is the K.I.L.L.E.R., to downplay, that's the word I'm looking for, downplay and discredit that Kaylee was a target at all, if she was your target, would be exactly what you would do. Now, when it comes to my suspicions, they're just that, my opinion. I'm not in court. I have nothing to do with the trial. And I'm going to express that my main person of interest is Jack D right now. I say right now because this case changes every day. But why would I suspect Jack D? Well, ex-lover of 10 days. The dog's still alive. Somebody knew how to get in that house and get out and knew every part. Knew there was no camera inside the house, no security system. Knew that they weren't going to get met with some weapon in their face like a gun or a bigger knife. They knew the sleeping patterns of their victims. And there's a lot more. But I invite you to check out my playlist on the Idahofour. Check out the most recent videos. Also, check out Tommy G's channel, Once Upon a Crime Time. Check out Golf's new channel. I'm not sure the name of it, but look it up, or if we know it, share the link because she does a great job. Brand new channel. Or check out Thou Shalt Not Kill True Crime with Rory. We've all been on each other's channels. Well, I want to get him over here too. I'm working on it, y'all. But in that, we've had some open discussions. And there's a lot of talk about coming back to Jack D. A lot. So if you look at what Jack D was posting prior to Kaylee and Ethan and Santa and Maddie being brutally taken out, his post on his girlfriend's Facebook, Instagram, all those little accounts, social media things, were always, I want to say, in my opinion, very sexually targeted about her breasts, her boobies. Just saying. It's blatant. Blatant. Like I said, I'm a modest person. So if somebody put that on my social media, even if it was my husband, I would block their arse like now. But that's me. I'm old school. But I thought it was weird how that's your girlfriend for pretty much your entire... Oh, I have a little mosquito. Get in my house, bug. You're gone. But that is your girlfriend for many years, and that's the type of respect that you're showing publicly in front of her family, her dad, her mom, grandma. But okay. But then when we get over to 4chan, which we're just about to jump into, I'm going to come over to chat, say hi to a few of you. I really want to stay as focused as possible today because there's a lot to cover. But we are coming back to chat afterwards for those of you that want to engage, right? Be interactive. Someone told me quit throwing my hands around. I can't help it. I'm a Gemini. See? I'm a Gemini. I talk with my hands. I just do. It's part of who I am. Maybe I'll pull the camera up a little further so you don't have to see it all. So, forgive me. I thought about it, and then the 4chan, they give nicknames to the victims, and they give Kaylee the name Titties and Boobies. She was blessed in the brassiere department. Some of us are, some of us aren't. I wish I was a flatty. But anyway, I want to share that with you. So let's get over to chat time real quick. Hello, everyone. How is everybody? Sassy is here. Sully Spirit is here. I know if you put boobs or if you put breast, YouTube is blocking it, but they'll let the F word go. What? I was just seeing who else. Jennifer Swain is here. Hello. My beautiful mods. Mr. Ifs can't be too far behind, though he might be running errands. And Joyful and Born Pack Rat. Wildfire. Miss you all. So, hello, my beautiful 1111 family. You're an amazing true crime family, and we'll come back and we'll chat a whole bunch more. Fair use disclaimer. You know. Whoops. I did it wrong. Okay, what do we got here? Please let me do it right. Did I miss something? I did it. All right, if it's tiny, I am so sorry. I don't know how to get it any bigger right now because there's so much on the screen. So if you're not familiar with 4chan, let me turn my mic down because I'm being a loudmouth today, and I feel for your ears. If I'm too low, tell me, turn it up. All right. Get comfortable. We have to get in the mindset of writing this ourselves. Now, I'm personally going to choose my person of interest, my number one. You pick yours, right? So if you think DM is the one that took part in this, think of her writing it. If you think Brian Kohlberger did this, think of him writing this. If you think Adam L. did it, think of him writing this. Who wrote this? I don't know. But are they not trying to tell the truth, but being narcissistic? And I know we hear that word all the time, but I will tell you, a true narcissist is a killer. Oh, yeah. Scientifically diagnosable killers often are narcissists. They don't believe anybody else is real. They're the only one real in their world, so there's no consequences. Anyway, I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV. In the 4chan, there's a moment we're going to get to where it refers to Ethan as a youngin', which I went and talked to a bunch of college kids, and I asked them, what do you mean by youngin'? Because you're all babies still to me. And they explained that is a freshman or a sophomore. That's because you're way up here. You're already graduating this year. You're a senior. And so those are the young'uns. And if you're on Greek Row, young'uns, because you're a grandmother or you're a senior master, or whatever they want to call you. You've got only 4 years, and by the time you hit that 4th year, you've got seniority. So they're dumb and young when they come in because they have a lot to learn to go through 4 years. I was like, okay. So I don't know if that means anything, but I thought it was an interesting view because, like I said, this person or persons or group, we don't know. Whoever wrote this refers to Ethan as a youngin'. Welcome, Angel, to 1111 True Crime. All right, here we go. I'm going to read you this anonymous post. Again, this came up on 4chan, which is social media. It's anonymous. You're not going to find out who wrote this. That's why it's 4chan. It protects you from finding out who the real people are. So whoever I got this from took out the words and redacted the photograph. Schizo. Now, wait. Trigger warning to the maximum. There is racial slurs. There is swearing. It is totally not politically correct. This is written from somebody else's point of view. I personally would never speak this way, nor would my kids or my family. So I'm going to read it the best I can. Schizo, frat, CUNTS's, David's did this. Now, I have seen the redacted, but I'm not gonna show it. Loach, which is the other David, mad skills with lacrosse and knife and wrestling. So right away, this person beginning this post is pointing out the strength this person would have to be able to commit the crime. They can wrestle. They have mad skills with lacrosse, which is like hockey. You got to have and a knife. So my takeaway is, if this is the real person that did it or people, the K.1.ller is pointing out they know it took mad strength in the wrist. He posed no challenge. See, why even put that if you are implicating someone else? Not they said. Not, David's said he would. No, he posed no challenge. That bothers me. They already gave their alibis. DNA not in CODIS. They laughing now. Who's laughing now? Goes on to say, bruh, you can see the King Road from David's excess room. Once that third floor light turned off, they did it. 19 minutes total, walk included. Hence why I have the 19-minute video. So let's stop right there for just a minute and come back up here. When I read this, I've always got that flash in my head that Jack D's bedroom window had the same view and could see 1122 perfectly, and could also see directly into Kaylee G's bedroom, his girlfriend, and now ex-girlfriend. So that whole statement makes me wonder if he's substituting the Davids for him and another person. Well, Adam L. What'd you tell Adam? I told Adam everything. The bartender, who is also JD, the Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, his roommate, right? So if they're writing this, in my opinion, or your person is writing this, are they the one that also had the view and could see when the lights went out. Talked about this shite. Oh, sorry. I'll get back over for you. So, can you see? Yeah, you can see my cursor. I'll reread this part. Bro, you can see the King Road house from David's Sigma Chi room. Once that third floor light turned off, they did it. 19 minutes total, walk included. Now, the K.1.ller would have already known by the time they were writing this that the public was aware that the frats, the Sigma Chi, were being looked at very strongly because there was a huge amount of police vehicles that way. Because it was already known in the public that Xana and Ethan's last place prior to being home at allegedly 1:45 a.m. had been at Sigma Chi. And there had been allegedly, rumor tells us, a big fight. Not only that, but we've heard from parents of Xana. There was a phone call, and the fight was brought up. And there were concerned family members thinking about return or coming to the aid of Xana to back her. So that was all out. And this person may have been like, oh yeah, we're going to roll with this. Push this little snowball of circumstantial planting of seeds towards Sigma Chi. And we're going to do it on 4chan, where we know it'll get out all over these kids in this college town. And they'll all be looking at Sigma Chi because they damn sure know there was a fight that broke out. I'm just asking. So they go on to say, talk about this shite at Bishop Kelly and Sigma Chi. Who talked about it? Loach and E got in a fight that night. Xana allegedly talked shite. Loach had problems with Mads also. Mads meaning Maddie. This shite been brewing since fall rush last year. See? Last year. We haven't had 2021. We didn't have 2022 as last year. We're talking 2021. So we're back to when I was talking about Hudson Lindo, who is a freshman at that time, and so is Ethan Chapin. Hudson and Lindo are rushing together. Hell Week. Absolute Hell Week. Now, later in April of 2023, 22, in the spring, I believe, Hudson Lindo is found passed away in a small creek bed called Paradise Creek, right there, allegedly drowned. Now, did that have anything to do with this shite been brewing since fall rush last year? Could that have been about this whole thing? And could that be why Hudson and Ethan were taken out? Did they know something? Just asking. Now, Adam L. is huge into sports. Like, he got some acclimates, right? He's good at sports. Go look at him if you can still find it. I did all my research, but I had to pay for it, and I had to sign documentation that I would not share it, like the documents. But I can tell you, he's good at sports. Could he have been jealous Could he have been the jealous one that we're going to get into? Could have been Hunter J. Could Hunter J be writing this? Could Jack D be writing this? Goes on to say, this shite been brewing since fall rush last year. CUNTS went quiet on social media for 2 weeks before and after the deed. Well, that pretty much covers Jack D, Adam, Hunter J, the Davids, because 2 weeks prior to these individuals having their lives taken out in a slaughter, almost all of these individuals stopped posting very much. Yeah, I find that strange. Now it's talking about Barry's mom being a paralegal. This person knows they're shite. So he's not going to say shite. Then it says Loach, the other David, cleared his social media. All of them did. Says had to take a shite. Sigma Chi 22. Okay, that's the party. The homecoming party, right? This person saw that is writing this. They witnessed. So that's also creepy as crap. EX and Loach and Barry. So Ethan, Santa, Loach, and Barry at the party. Loach and Ethan have issues back to Ethan rushing. E talks shite about Loach taking roids, meaning steroids, and having his balls shrivel. Loach pissed as he wanted Xana. So this is where I really wonder, was it Hunter J that really wanted Xana? Was it a Hunter J? Was it an Adam L and a Jack D that all of this is true about, that maybe got some people pissed off to get in a fight with others, just a word fight, that later they now can use to redirect them? I don't know. This is where it's weird to me. So to me, it's got to be somebody that's been in college, just in my humble opinion, after talking to the college kids, that's been in college to their 4th year. So they've got some seniority. They think they're all, the young ones coming in, wet behind the ears to college. Because they say, now I'm not saying this as I said, it says, for dumb ass young'uns like Ethan, tutors are assigned. David was Ethan's tutor for real. None of us would have known that at this time when this was wrote. Barry blew it with Ethan. Ethan, a 2nd-year fresher. See what I'm saying? He's repeating it because he did not contain enough grade point average. Okay? Goes on to say, Barry also self-conscious about his SPICK blood and talks empty shite. Barry and Loach talked about this shite in general for a while. Talked about leaving their cell phones behind and on YouTube autoplay. No pings, no guns, too loud. Area dead early Sunday mornings. Now this is where I'm wondering, could this be the Hunter J? Could this be Jack D, A.L? Talking about how they talked about it for weeks? It says, Barry even calls out shit media. Media saying titties meaning Kaylee, was target. That shite is false. Titty's bad luck. Targets were EX and Mads, which makes me wonder if actually they wrote this so that we would believe that and take us in a different rabbit hole. Because to me, from what I'm hearing, Kaylee's face was absolutely removed. Mads, okay, wait. Mads talk shite. Okay, yeah. Mads talk shite about Loach, never acknowledged Barry. Mads right about that one. He is a CUNT. Loach should have also taken out B, Barry. See what I'm saying? Then it goes on to say, hold on. It says WKF, well-known fact. Dirty South and Loach and E hated each other. Barry got a bid, which I don't know what a bid is, and I forgot to ask, because our house GPA, so this is our house in the middle of the street. Our house GPA sucked. This is a Sigma Chi. Could this be Hunter J? Whether he did it or not, could this be Hunter J? I'm asking. Says Barry got a bid because our house GPA sucked. And the NC, so they call it an NC, ours was an RA, was on our asses. Barry schizo. Dirty South and E could not be more opposite. Mads did talk shite. Dirty also pissed. She with Rogaine. Rogaine Jack. They call him that because he's missing air. Had to charge, no plug. Mads also target. See? But that's not what we heard. Because Maddie had the way worse damage. Titty's not a target at all. But she's more messed up. You feel me? Bad luck. Well-known fact. No. They are purposely trying to get us to believe this. Because we can tell when somebody's face is removed to that level, they obviously, somebody did not want to stop. They could not quit. That is fury, jealousy, rage. And that means she was a target. Because you're not going to put in extreme over-the-top targeting if that's not your target. You're just not. It says, high probability some brothers are aware. Rogaine has ample opportunities and will play grieving boyfriend. But they never talk about Jack D in this 4chan. But they talk about Ethan, the boyfriend, the victim. They talk about Jack Rogaine. But Jack D's not even brought up. Rogaine has ample opportunities and will play the grieving boyfriend. Barry actually talked about this shite in detail in the past. Just trying to make it sound like, yep, they've talked about it, so therefore they did it. They may have never spoke of this ever. Wear electrical gloves, put on baggy clothes, and walk away. By the way, Barry's dad works for a professional cleaning company. That shite was disposed of in Garden City over Thanksgiving holiday. Now, I'm going to come back up to chat. We're going to spend a few minutes talking. And then, trigger warning, I've got the far worse one. It is so unbelievably bad. But I've begun to really think it is possible that this is something the I believe killers may have personally wrote. Now, I have kept this buried for 6 months or better because it is so violently wrong in every level. It is so disrespectful to each of the victims. But in order for us to see if we believe the killer really wrote it, we have to look at it. So I'll come over to chat and then we'll go back over. Susan Rusco says, anything is possible. Hey, joyful dolphin. Hi, beautiful. Valentina Dallas says, after K.1.ller caught dozens of them on his cam, outside the frat, suddenly radio silence from the entire community. And days later, Brent shot, and then Brian is arrested. Talking about arrest, it has now come across my attention, as well as other creators, that Olivia G., Kaylee's sister, it appears from everything that I personally can tell, was arrested for DV. So I'm not 100% sure what it's about. I mean, I don't advocate violence. So I hope whatever it is gets resolved in the best manner possibly. And Coeur d'Alene Police Department, with all kinds of their equipment burnt to the ground, total loss, and now they're begging for millions of dollars to replace their bicycles and all their equipment. Hey, Andy Ruler. ENH giggled so sickly about Kay's face. True. It was very uncomfortable. We did do that. We did watch took 2 days to watch his interview. James Mullen, hello, and Leaving D&B for Narrative were also known very well by suspects. Right. You get a gold star, James. No Dylan, no Bethany in this post. And the killer spared them and ignored them as well. In the 4chan post, who's ignored? Dylan and Bethany. In the house, on November 13th, there's a bloody massacre. Who's ignored? Dylan and Bethany. Who calls the girls titties and boobies? Jackie. Just saying. The dog's alive, right? Jesse Branch, welcome to 1111 True Crime. You say you making great points about the 4chan post. Annie Ruler says Rogaine, meaning Jack, which would be Maddie's boyfriend, that spoke at the eulogy, knew to plan trip out of town, in my opinion. Well, hold on, y'all. Not really. Jack Rogaine was supposed to be with Kaylee on a boat that night together. And Kaylee canceled at the last minute to stay home with them. Why? That it was because Kaylee was up. So Maddie was like, well, Kaylee's home. Kaylee's in Moscow, so I'm going to cancel. Do you see the domino effect? Like, Kaylee wouldn't have been at the house. She would absolutely have been in a boat with Rogaine off on their own little getaway. Kaylee would have been packing to go to Texas. But Diem was like, Kaylee, come be my +1 and show your car to everybody. Come on. So then Maddie contacted Jake Rogaine and was like, no, I can't go to the lake. I'm sorry. I know we planned it, but I can't because my sissy's up. Prove me wrong on that one. Of course, it's my opinion. P.S. I love your name. You said, who would have a motive to do that to KG? Jealousy, hate, vengeance? Who? Smoky Mountain Gal. Ugh. Slapped my knees. YouTube. I knew 1111 alerts were on because I specifically want her channel's profile to check on the time of this upcoming live because she advertised yesterday's. My apologies. I always feel the universe brings us in when we're meant to be there. I let things kind of roll with us. Paco says Jack D, Adam L, prime suspect. Why Murphy was not touched. And what did you boys tear up? What? Hold on, you guys. My dog's got something. I want to make sure they're not going to get sick. Okay, it was just a little piece of wood. I got little baby 1-year-old Jack Russells. They'll eat anything they think that they can. So you're right. The dog isn't touched. You're right. Jack D says James Bowen. SARS Beth, thank you, lovely. Fantastic work, D. All I did is read it to you. And Ellen Smith says, I do remember hearing also. So what does Shadow say? Hold on. I don't have that person. Let me clear chat. See how far I am. Oh, way far away. Paco July says DM got them unalived, in my opinion. I'm just saying it feels weird, doesn't it? Care says they lured Kaylee back. They wanted her unalived. Let me tell you guys, in bringing Kaylee back, they knew it would bring Maddie too. They knew they'd get both. Diane Hilbert says, D, you are saying Kaylee when you mean to say Maddie. Sorry, lovely. I'll try to slow down. Yeah, Kaylee was lured back, which then brought Maddie back because Maddie was going to go in the boat with Jake. And sorry if I got the two names backwards. James Moen says, the way I heard about Hunter was offed by Hunter was offed by Sigma Chi. Honey, you're going to have to retype that because I don't believe that Hunter has passed away. Do you mean offered? No, it says offed. I'm not sure what you're saying. So I wonder who DM was dating. Quinn Kelly. Quinn K. Who claims he's never been to Moscow in his life. He laughed and said he'd never been to Moscow in his life. Let me see if I can get us a picture. Yeah, hold on. I am going to show you something. I got to get it over here on this side. I'm learning these double screens. I can show you guys some more. All right, give me just a second because I got to go through, find the picture. I got to show you this, a mask that is allegedly a mask of a picture of Dylan in a pink mask, and allegedly it is her boyfriend in a black mask. I don't guarantee it, but it's a little video somebody made on like Instagram or something, and I snagged it. But we have no proof. These people are in masks, but allegedly, hearsay, take it with a grain of salt. Hold on. We'll get back over to... Okay, I know what screen to use. We're going to switch off this screen, you guys. We're going to take out movie, and we're going to put this one up. All right, watch this. It's only, what is it, 30 seconds.
This is interesting. This is one of the surviving roommates, Dylan and her boyfriend. This picture was deleted off her VSCO. Here's a closer look. Also seems to be red stains and bruises. This is interesting. This is one of the surviving roommates, Dylan and her boyfriend. This picture was deleted off her VSCO. Here's a closer look. Also seems to be red stains and bruises. This is...
I don't know. I just thought I'd show it because you guys were wondering who DM was dating. Maybe he meant Russia? I missed something. Oh, you meant Hudson. Thank you, James Moen. I lost the chat, but I get you. I wish I would have read it now. Re-put it. Jesse Branch said, whoever did the killings were looking for something in the house. This has been said by DM, BF, and EC's mother. And they could be right. Now, you say it's been said by DM and BF? We have not heard from those girls. They ain't talking to nobody. We have not heard DM or BF speak. Their statements were read at the eulogy, so that's all I can tell you. August daytime noise complaint. He walks in right after D. No do-rags. So, you think he was? You think Quinn Kelly was at the house? I would love to see that. What size shoe does QK wear? Remember, we're looking for a size 10. Hey, Jelini, you say new sub here. Greetings from Malta to all. Well, thank you, lovely. I appreciate you. Oh, I have an announcement. Are you ready? I'll read the last comment here. Not the last, but this comment. And then I'm going to share an announcement. Y'all, I forgot I wasn't on chat screen. Lisa says, I remember SC saying that Ethan was at the right place, wrong time. Stacy Chapin. Wonder what she meant by that. Was at the right place, wrong time. That's striking. That really makes me want to ask. James Moen, here you go. Ready? Ethan witnesses Hudson. Okay, this is all theory. We're just speculating, throwing spaghetti at the wall. James Moen says, what if Ethan witnesses Hudson being unalived, and then Ethan was done and wanted out, And Sigma Chi felt he would tell on them, and now he can't. So, ooh. Yeah, go watch my 19 seconds. And the OMG, OMG, OMG. Like OMG, OMG, OMG. And then 19 seconds. So those two videos are a theory. Just a theory. I have another one coming. I'm going to be doing a Jack D, Hunter J, Adam L. And I don't know who my fourth one is. Could be the girls, DM, Bethany, I don't know. I'm going to be writing a theory and try to work it out and see what we know today, if it fits. Like when I was reviewing the first 4chan post that I shared with you, I never thought about whether it could be actually the killer writing it until I did my research and found out through Annie Elise, through Steve G, Kaylee's dad, in the corner. Well, she didn't say it. I need to retract that. The coroner never did say this. But allegedly, Kaylee had far worse damage to her face. Like unbelievable damage. And when you go listen to Hunter J do the eulogy, I need to write that down. We reviewed a little bit when Tommy, over on Tommy's channel. Check him out. Once Upon a Time, True Crime. When we reviewed the eulogy, we reviewed the part between Jack D. We're going to be watching that, but we're going to be watching the eulogy and here the memorial. We call them eulogies up here, but memorial. Just certain people. Hunter J. Because it's been alleged that he made a certain kind of weird comment about knowing Xana first, and how he said it was weird. So I want to check that out. I want to see that. But I do also want to review what we reviewed over on Tommy's channel too. Smoky Mountain Gal says, shucks, thank you. I appreciate work. Great chat and mods. I can't talk. Hi, Sharon. Cheryl says, welcome, South Africa. Wow, thank you so much for tuning in. Sully Spirit says, what if Ethan moved in to protect Xana with child? All four wanted out of Greek's life. That could have happened. We just don't know. Jas X says, I think Brian might be innocent. There's been back and forth of prosecution not releasing evidence despite being asked. That's absolutely true. Susan Rusko said, I heard the frat boys tried to get Ethan to stay there. Wasn't that in those posts you were going through? Not in that one. Susan says, Ethan knew. Xana knew, Kaylee knew, and Maddie told Adam. They all knew, and Kaylee had her information to hand over to authorities, in my opinion. Susan, lovely, remember, always put in my opinion so that we're following the community guidelines that YouTube tells us to. Bryn Lilly says, what about Dylan having feelings for Kaylee? And Kaylee didn't want to play that game. So here we have rejection. You love her? That's good. All right, you guys. So if you are easily offended, well, even if you're not easily offended, what I'm about to show you is horrific. I'm ashamed of the person writing this. And I never saw a reason to share it with anybody. A couple of you know I have it and have been asking me to share it a long time, for months. And I'm like, no, there's no point. Well, if the killer wrote this, there's indeed a very important reason to share it. So I'm going to share this. Disclaimer. I'm repulsed and offended by everything written that I'm about to read. I want to make it clear. I have nothing but mad respect for the Idahofour. I would never condone or even share this. I do feel there is a reason somebody wrote this. And I wonder, could it be the same person that wrote the other posts or one of the 4 or 5 that did the dirty deed? With that being said, my lovelies, trigger warning. So, where's the goat? Here's our little beautiful mascot, Billy the goat. I have to use it. It's a loud scream. I use it because this is truly a trigger warning of the highest level. You've been warned. Again, I am not sharing this because I condone anything written here. All right? Okay, let's see. Where do I got to get it for you to... Oh, we're going to have to move it along to be able to see it. Maybe this one would be better. Yes. All right. Now it's really tiny writing. I've made it as big as I can for you. I apologize for what I'm about to read, even though I didn't write any of it. Kaylee was well on her way to becoming a fat pig like her mother and sister. Could an ex write those words? See, why would a girl write that? I doubt it. Because Kaylee had other siblings, but it's not about her brother. It's about her mother and her sister. That makes me feel like it's an ex. Look at one of the last pictures on her Instagram. She's wearing a dress and you can see tons of cellulite on her knees and thighs. See, cellulite isn't the word I would choose if somebody was a little chunky. Cellulite is a word I would use if I was really into parkour and fitness and sports like Adam L. and Jack D. Only redeeming quality was her big tits. I'm going to get ticked off trying to read this because it's so offensive. So I'm trying, y'all. Bear with me. And the fact she was a fat alcoholic who most likely had body issues and would be easy to fuck. Then they switched to Maddie. Maddie was a disgusting alcoholic Down syndrome baby with a smart mouth who, though she was slicker, I think they meant who thought she was slicker than she actually was. If she was actually pretty, like the news people keep trying to portray, then she could have surely gotten better dick than that balding faggot she was dating. She was broke as fuck, too. See, somebody's writing this that's not broke as F. Sounds like a jealous ex to me. Okay. You see those bum-ass pink cowboy boots she had displayed proudly in her window? Totally white, trashy, and cheap bitch. Oh, had a smile like a retard, and also had the same quality Kaylee had, an easy F-U-C-K. Xana. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But to me, I think the killer wrote this. I serious to God do. Santa's white trash junkie baby, named after anti-anxiety medication, comes from a shitty broken home with junkie parents, was on her way to become an alcoholic just like her punk boyfriend. Yet she seemed to have a problem of running her 410 mouth to people. You all see the new videos of her drunk? Imagine that bitch mouthing off to you. Wouldn't you want to punch her in that drunk mouth? You see what I'm saying? They're trying to explain this as if they can justify what happened to these 4 innocent individuals. Okay, here we go. She was also broke and wore them same pair of cheap ass Converse shoes in multiple pictures. Seemed to always have cash to go to the bars too. Or though. Ethan, here we go. Ethan, he was a fucking faggot chump who couldn't even protect his own girlfriend, who was also his mouthpiece. In fact, I think the women in his life have always spoken for him. Did you see the way his... I can't read that. Did you see the way his ugly, wrinkled face, beady-eyed MOM tried to get sympathy for their ugly-ass family, shine Ethan's bright light? What a crock of shite. Had no muscle tone and looked drastically different from the pictures we are shown of him, almost similar to when a good boy, Nigger, dies. And we see pictures of him when he was 12. Ethan was a smart-mouthed alcoholic with a pedo mustache that he grew so he'd look older. I'm getting that off the screen. Who would write that other than the killer? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying. Again, no mention of Jack D, but there's mention of Rogaine, of Maddie's boyfriend. There's mention of Ethan, but not Jack D. Brings up titties again. And brings up the mother and the sister of Kaylee. Who would have animosity toward Kaylee's mom and sister but an ex? I'm just asking. I already read that one too. I know. It's horrible. Yvette Clifton says, seems like a jealous girl to me. Jess X says, had to be someone within the network of friends. It's somebody that goes to Sigma Chi. They said it. Doesn't have to be, but you removed your chat. Every picture of them, DM is giving them dirty looks, in my opinion. And again, nobody talked in that message about DM or Bethany. Why are they being ignored, protected? They're not mentioned in the 4chan posts. Neither one of the 4chan posts. They're still alive. Exactly, Yvette. Exactly. No mention of the survivors. None. In my opinion, Glenda Henshaw says the boot comment and describing them in detail is a female description, not a guy. Nikki Taylor says, I think one of the killers sounds like an angry frat or ex-boyfriend. Miss Anonymous says, this person feels like they are better than everyone else, in my opinion. I agree. Like narcissistic. Okay. Dana Lynn, I always appreciate your comments. You said, if not an unaliver, JD, possibly, then a female, in my opinion. Dreamweaver said JD is sort of feminine, in my opinion. Catherine Lawrence says, I was just about to say that. Rachel, welcome. You say, this is someone who knows all the family to school, don't have to be in school, but now they talk about year plus they all hid in mommy's getaway house. No talk of Dylan or her judgments to her, Right, Rachel? Brenna Lilly says, no, not hated. They were feared because of the information they knew, in my opinion. James Mullen says, one of the allegedly Sigma Chi that, excuse me, that was in the house, his dad ran a professional cleaning business. Barry, right? Maybe this is why it took 8 hours to call. He could have backpacked cleaning supplies. And we have talked extensively about that. Lenia Simon, it's obvious someone didn't like the 4 sad statements. Tanili Ray, good to have you back. You said, I think Kaylee made JD cool with his peers and he couldn't handle her dumping him. Cat H says, JD didn't like Mads because she stood up to break up. I think, yeah, that she was backing Maddie. Hello, Mama First. You say, did I miss this live as well? Nope, you're here. Hi, Brian Ramblings. Folks, Maddie and Xana's moms narked. That could be. That well could be. But I do want to bring this up. Unfortunately, my mother was deep into all kinds of horrible drugs. All kinds of them. And that's why I lived my life the way I do. Where I went to college. And sure, I drank, but I didn't do drugs. I wasn't going to. Because I wanted a future. And I'm glad I never did drugs like that. I'm just saying, just because your parents do bad things doesn't mean that you're going to. And even if the parents narked, my son's dad is in prison for murder. He rolled on all kinds of drug dealers because he was addicted to meth after we were married, after we were divorced. I'm still alive. Just saying. Just because your parents have drug problems doesn't mean you will too. I assure you. Dreamweaver 2, in my opinion, it's weird that he doesn't bring up the 2 other girls that were living in the house or that extra rooms that nobody knows about that was supposedly a girl, in my opinion. Right, like he does. Neither one of the posters bring up the girls, DM or Kaylee. Could it be DM or Kaylee writing it? You say, I couldn't agree more, Carla? Check out Justice A to Z. Love Saves Lives. She's got a channel too. Let's see, where's Carla? Carla, in my opinion, this can't happen without a multitude of people planning it and involved in it. Thank you, lovely. It is just though to confuse you. That's what you're saying. It's just to confuse me. Well, how about the dog not being alive? How about the fact that there's big open gouges that don't match what a K.bar could do for markings? Sounds like a hatchet. Oh, wait, JD, the axe thrower. It's weird, like there's no blood throughout the whole house, but we see red stuff outside the window. And Jack D parkours. And again, who's going to leave the dog? Susan Rusco said there's a picture of DM's boyfriend in front of a gay bar. Wonder if DM really was a trans, just speculating, right? Annie Ruler says KG's coffee stand was raided for rug sales that weekend. Did Kay snitch about that? I've never heard that. But I just got the weirdest thought. This is off the wall. You could write a book on this theory, but I'm going to share it. It's going to be weird because it just popped in my head. So let's just say, hypothetically, the DM is transgender. And what if that's what they all in the house found out? I'm just going to drop that there. Liane Simon says, sad you had to read it, Mama D, but glad you did. Never heard this before. Well, and I know a lot of people haven't. I could hardly read it. It's horrific. It's absolutely disgusting. Smoky Mountain Girl said, is there a female to suspect? Who, in my opinion? It's a hate crime of passion. Mama First says, has anyone come across an account on Facebook that has Kaylee's name and information, and the person behind the account has been posting pictures? I'm friends with her. She sent me a picture of Kaylee. No idea, lovely. Absolutely, Wayne? What's Wayne said? Let me go back up and find Wayne. Where'd you go? Right, Wayne. Maybe JD called himself 10 times. Yeah, could be. Brian's rambling said, like, after all this time, why is there so much resistance? Well, if the killer's still out there, that could be why. Right? Like, if the killer's not caught and the cops already think they got the guy, you gonna talk? If you know he's still out there? I wouldn't. Just me. Isabel just is rinking. Mama D, Sweet Pea, I'm glad to say I'm none the wiser. Just let's get the trial under the way. I agree. Annie Ruler says, most downplayed drug bust. K drive-through coffee stand busted on weekends of slayings, in my opinion. I didn't know Kaylee worked at any coffee stand. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm writing a note. Coffee stand, Kaylee. Because from my understanding, Maddie and Xana worked for Mad Greek, but I've never heard Kaylee worked for a coffee place. What's the what's the name? Right, what's the name of the coffee house? Then DM would certainly be strong enough. Good point. Dreamweaver said, didn't we see that JD balances a lot of different items on his head and an axe and tables, etc.? Allegedly. I saw it. Did you see it? I saw it where he had a bicycle, a 10-speed bicycle on his chin. And he was and he parkours. Dana Lynn says, in my opinion, I believe multiple weapons were used from what we have heard about the defensive wounds from Xana's hands. I agree with you there. James Moen says, seems on the camera next door hearing barking, and all of a sudden the dog stops. Maybe because it knows the intruder well and listened to the commands. Boom! You could be right. Yeah, what coffee shop, y'all? Give me the name. You remember the coffee shop? I need the name, y'all. Okay, thank you. Hold on. I got my, the same thing that FBI uses, sticky notes here. I've got my Jennyville sticky notes. It says Dutch Bros Coffee. Gotcha. Thank you, lovelies. Maybe that'll be our next video. Who knows? Meg P, welcome to 1111 Drink Grab. That's my newest thing, I guess. Meg P says, Steve G visits on Kaylee's Day, Dutch Brothers. Mama First says, in my opinion, the sorority and fraternity are involved. The date 13th, the month, seems ritualistic to me. Bombshell, hello. She worked at Dutch Brothers and worked at a couple others. She's a busy lady. Greg Mertz, welcome to 1111 True Crime, says, Ben said, which is Maddie's dad, right? Maddie Milgun's dad. Ben said, it's a Ben said, Kaylee's dad? Whoever Katie's dad told us all in the very beginning. Okay, so Kaylee's dad told us all in the very, very beginning of the first week. She worked at a coffee shop in Coeur d'Alene, and he took her a Range Rover out the following week and went. Thank you, Greg. All right, so I got to put now Coeur d'Alene, which their cop shop just burnt to the ground, so that's kind of weird, right? Max Smith says, FBI script gone off the rails. Rachel says, Brian Remp, street sides, get out such rats to meet you. Trolley Balls, hello, lovely. This one foul-mouthed writing kind of sounds like Hunter J, in my opinion. Kind of reads like Hunter J's speech at the memorial. Ooh, I got to now check it out. You guys are giving me great ideas because I wanted to review the memorial, right? Hunter J's speech was one of them. Versus 4chan. We'll check it. I got a bunch of stuff. Y'all are giving me so much homework. I'm going to be busy. Noel says, I heard that one of the axes was missing the day after the contest. Greg Mertz says, Dutch Brothers Coffee. Okay. And it's Kaylee, lovely. Kaylee. Good question, KSM Mom. Or KS MS Kim. Thank you. I don't know what the heck I read. Did DM have a job? I have no idea, but I would love to know. Rockarola says, scroll of Maddie's post has shirtless men holding 3 golf clubs centrally with one hand above his head. Ooh, that's interesting. Justice A to Z says, Cummer Scott Green's grandfather was the athletic director for U of I. When? Hi, Sarah Fagan. Welcome back. Missed you too, lovely. Hemisphere? Hemisphere. Oh, I love your name. I get it. Says when they arrested PK, he asked if there was others being arrested for the crime. They told him, no, you're the only one. Okay, in your opinion, because that's what we were told by one person who had no direct connection to talk to Brian. So the only one Brian was allowed to talk to were the detectives and his lawyer when he was arrested. And I personally don't believe he ever said any of that shite. But you could be right. You could be right. I just choose not to believe it because it's just hearsay. And it makes him look guilty instantly, which is the shit that the prosecution's been pulling. Isabel just is ranking insanity to be driving that vehicle to work where he's teaching. That borders on the ridiculous. Brian should have waited at the scene after throwing the Ellie on himself. I'm not sure what that means, lovely. No, Annie's mom, to my knowledge, to this point, they do not have Kaylee's phone. At least they've never updated us to tell us they got it back. Everybody else, all the other victims, allegedly their phones were given to family. Kaylee's phone was kept. Bombshell says many people didn't catch Dylan state in her written memorial that she had seen Kaylee's RR Range Rover the morning she got it and was so proud of her. Care M, are you a Scorpio? You said, Meg P, I've only ever heard of her and he BF truck. I think they're broken up now though. Not sure what you're referring to. Sally Shepherdson, why was Maddie identified as Down syndrome baby? I have no idea. Just to be ugly. Nope. Hold on. Okay. I gave a warning. If you come in here and you post that person's name and that's all you're saying is how great they are, you're gone. So, I'm not putting up with that shit. Noel says, it's funny when the Bolo went out for the white Elantra, came out the first one, Linda Lane at TNT found JD's car. Not sure what you're saying, love. Max Smith, the entire story is script cover. Okay. Mama D, this is the best channel in my opinion, and all your followers are amazing, just like you. Thank you, James Moen. Thank you. Appreciate it. That is true. Meg Peace says, and her LinkedIn was deleted. Kaylee's. That is true. So Kaylee's phone's being held, her LinkedIn is gone, and she suffered the worst damage. But the 4chan would have you believe she was just bad luck. So, do you think? Okay, give me a 1. After we did all the work, give me a 1 if you think it's possible. We're not saying it is. Do you think it's possible that the killer wrote the 4chan? Give me a 2 if you're like, absolutely no. And give me a 3 if you're not sure. We'll do that. Give me a 1 if you're like, that's weird. The killer may have actually tried to implicate others, right? Give me a 2 if you're like, there is no way the killer wrote that. That is probably a frat brother trying to tell what really happened. That's a 2. Give me a 3 if you're like, I have no idea. So we've got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. In my opinion, Diem should have a car, but girls were upset. She was always asking for rides. Then we have a 3, not sure. A 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 times 100,000. 1, 1, 3, not sure. 1, 1, 3. Thank you, Shadow. What? 1, 1. 1 plus others. I definitely think it's weird. 3, 1. What if the unaliver was in the frat? Good question. 3, 1, 1. Hi, Lori. All right. We had 2 2s, and we've got about 4 or 5 3s, and everybody else is a 1. Dreamweaver says, Danny, I saw Ethan's mom recently on an interview. The way she answered the interviewer was strange. Brian says, hold on. I go get some food. Sounds good, lovely. Kara says, I definitely, are you a Scorpio, lovely? Got that little Scorpio sign. I definitely think there is something to the 4chan. Maybe not 100% all true, but some. I agree. I think there's a lot to the 4chan. The frat is 100,000% involved, in my humble opinion. I'm really into Hunter J. All right. Thank you for voting. Okay, Brenda Lilly says, I think Papa Rogers also wrote 4chan. Ooh. All right, now we're going to close off the voting. So I'm going to take a day off. Then we're going to come back together in, what is it? What is today? Saturday. Yeah, I'll probably take tomorrow off. But then when we start our week together, how many of you, tell me what you feel. Give me your comments below if you're rewatching about coming back together and letting you guys can play catch up on the weekend with all the great creators out here. Give lots of love to all those good creators that are working hard, right? To get you information or get you thinking, working for the victims. But do you want to come back and really deep dive into what was said with Hunter J at the eulogy or memorial and the letters the survivors wrote? Because I'm really curious about Hunter J now that we know. Well, I won't say we know. Now that we've been told by Howard Bloom that the hunter, we already knew it was a hunter that responded as a frat from Sigma Chi, but we didn't know if that person that responded and did the 911 call was Hunter the triplet or Hunter the frat. I will give Howard Bloom enough belief to believe he would know that part. And so it's Hunter J. And it makes me a lot more curious. And then we had the 1111 family member tonight in chat basically bring it up that they felt there could be something in his eulogy or in the eulogy he gave for Ethan a little off. All right, let's see what you guys are saying, because we can do other things. There are other cases too that we can work on. You guys tell me. On 27th, the hearing this week. Yep, We'll be doing that too. We're gonna broadcast it. My opinion, it sounds like a jealous girl. Thank you, Tasha. So Peppermint Patty says deep dive. Lula says deep dive. There's probably clues, Tracy. Ethan owes him $35. That's weird. Danny, remember. Okay. Max Smith says, I think 4chan is well thought out. Disinfo. Interesting. That's kind of what I think. I think it's like trying to get you to be suspicious, and all those college kids would have read that 4chan. I bet you money. Dreamweaver 2. Danny, remember Ian, the neighbor, was trying to party with the girls? He got rejected, and then he mentioned in his interview, plus he says something about rich girls. Plus, he moved away. You're not alone with feeling suspicious about Ian, or whatever his name was. Smiley, hello, lovely. Sounds like someone that was close to the victims. I feel it's important. I really do. Okay. Megan P says, and this is a good point, we'll have to find out. Hunter J is not Sigma Chi. Now, I wouldn't know. I just was told he was, so I'll have to double check, but Megan could know more. Says Hunter J is not Sigma Chi. I watched a video stating he wanted Ethan to be in his frat, but he chose Sigma Chi instead, and I remember seeing that. So then is Howard Bloom absolutely losing his mind because we were told it was Sigma Chi members that responded. We were told it was Hunter. And I just assumed, I'm like, okay, so it's either Hunter J or the brother. Would that mean that the only Sigma Chi Hunter is the triplet? Because we know him and Maisie. Hold on. I choked on my own spit. Gotta embarrass yourself at least once a day, right? I'm just so like, what? But I am still wanting to look at Hunter J. Thank you so much for that, Michelle. Or Megan. Meg. Lizzie says, no, they were not. No, they were not having any kind of a going away party for Kaylee. Okay. I really wonder who all knew she was leaving. And did Jack know she was taking Murphy? Or did Maddie spill the beans to Adam? That's a great question. James Moen says, I hope you do some on the Karen Reed trial. I got some in my opinions on that hot mess. We could do like a members live or something if y'all want on Karen Reed. It wouldn't get enough clicks to for me because I haven't been doing the Karen Reed case. But OMG, his brother. That makes me wonder what the hell's going on now. Because I do remember that what Meg P is saying is true. Hunter J did say that. Might have even been in the eulogy at the memorial. She's right. I remember. She reminded me. Hello, Junior Felon. I missed you. I believe BK is innocent and set up. I believe BK or Brent Kopaka knew the truth or was directly involved somehow. Thank you for sharing, lovely. Smiley says, in my opinion, no photos I have seen of Kaylee. You do not see so-called cellulite. I have never either. So it must be someone that physically sees Kaylee, someone close to her. Very, very sad. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. Hunter Friend talked about Ethan drinking and that he still owed him money. What a jerk, in my opinion. Tracy McDaniel, I haven't watched Karen Reed. I can't wait to find out what really happens. We've all lost our memberships. Aw, I'm sorry, lovely. I'm sorry. Justice A to Z says, love saves time. JR, I think, knew the truth, and if involved, it was unwittingly. JR, I think, knew the truth. JR. Who's JR? All I can think of is Dallas, J.R. Ewing. It was all a dream. JR. I'm stuck. Help me out, Justice A to Z. Meg P said, Hunter J is the one allegedly found Ethan, though. So both hunters were allegedly present. Megan P is getting this put together. She could be very, very right. That could be exactly it. That would clear things up for me. Brenda Richley, I think, in my opinion, that more than one unaliver and all involved in letter writing. Boom. Wow, you could be very, very right, my lovely Lou. Now, with that, let me go over here. You're going to hear your song. That's really loud, isn't it? Let me get it over here. Where is... Let's see. Let's get over here for a minute. I want to get things lined up. Wait. I can't go over any further. I wanted to play this closing song, but we're going to have to leave it like that. It's going to be weird today, y'all. That's going to be weird. All right, my lovelies. It has been another wonderful time to be able to be with you. I am so blessed to be able to spend my time talking with you because you guys are amazing, incredible. You're critical thinkers, and I appreciate that you spent your time with me. I thank you also for all the support that you have showed to everybody in chat, everybody on the channel, to me. And I have something I said I had an announcement. Before we go, when we hit 30,000, which we are so close, it's a sneeze away. I'm just saying, it's just a sneeze away. When we hit 30,000 subscribers, well, what if we did it 27,000? Because I want to get going on it. I want to do something with the members where you can get started on your own channel on YouTube. Even if it's not true crime, maybe you paint. Maybe you're wanting to show your gardening. Whatever it is, I want to start from the base and show you guys behind the scenes how to build your own YouTube channel. And for those of you that want to build it up to get monetized, I can kind of give you some tips. Now, it's a lot of hard work, but I feel I've reached a place in my life where I've monetized 3 channels. One got shut down, so I know that don't ever do this trick because I did the Karen Reed trial and I didn't add commentary. Demonetized and shut down. Root my channel. But also know the right things to do and some of the things that are working, some of the things that other creators don't know how to do. And this will help all creators, all of them, whether they have 100,000 or 20,000 or none. Maybe you have none. Maybe you don't even have a YouTube channel. So I was like, all right, I want to at least put it out there and see if we get a good response. So I'm going to try it for 30 days. We're going to do one members only because nobody out in the public is want to hear all this. We're going to do one members live a week for the entire month of July. Okay? So one a week. We'll set it on Sundays if that works for you guys. You let me know. If Mondays are better, Sundays, Tuesdays, you tell me. All right? And put a post if you're interested in this. Because if nobody's interested, I probably won't do it. I need about 100 people for this to make it worth my time. Honestly, because there's a lot of work to it. But if you're into it, make sure after the video to come back and put it down in the little the comments below. I love you. I appreciate you. You are beautiful. You are amazing. And I cherish you. With that, my lovelies, let's get over. It's going to be a weird way to put it, but you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to hear it. And I'm out of here. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you very soon. Thank you, lovelies.
When a train whistles far away, and when the cold wind blows, when the lightning in your eyes reveals the darkness in your soul, the world will be reminded of what it already knows. 'Cause the days are gonna whisper, and the months are gonna talk, until the years yell out the truth. Time will tell, time will tell on you. No one may ever say a thing, but surely as the seasons change, you feel like every finger points at you, 'cause you're to blame. And the days are gonna whisper, and the months are gonna talk, until the years yell out the truth. And time will tell, time will tell on you. It's gonna tell on